Peace, love, strength, and power, royal family. This is another session of Late Bloomer, part 7. I'm on my 14th week, consistently trying to stay in the gym. Normally, I would have tapped out by now, but I've been consistent, and I'm really proud of myself. My main focus is still on footwork primarily. So right now I'm learning how to shift and pivot. I think I'm gonna be working on footwork for a long time because it is so much to learn when it comes to footwork. Note to self, buy new gloves. So I'm kind of just letting my spirit guide me on what I should be focusing on. And I believe footwork is, I think, the priority. I'm good as far as I still work on my hands, but it's the footwork. I need my footwork. So yeah, as you can see, I'm getting a lot more fluid, shifting weight, moving side to side, and I'm still seeing that there's so much to learn. Footwork is a big priority in boxing. The hands is good, but you need the feet to get the hands there. So yeah, being able to avoid punches, you need to be able to use your feet. So yeah, I'm happy about the growth I'm showing as far as my movement. I'm getting better with the distancing. I think I'm able to kind of gauge my distance a little better now. Before I wasn't conscious of it. Now I think I'm doing it instinctually. I'm kind of like putting my left hand out there, gauging how far I'm away so I can get the full extension of the punch. I'm still working on it, but yeah, I think I'm getting better at it. I haven't perfected it yet. I want to add a slip when I shift weight with that little hop, like to move off the line, the headline. So I want to kind of work on that. Still struggling with weight, as you can see. I'm still struggling getting them love handles down. As I just ate 2 donuts. I know. It's a challenge, man. Sugar is a monster. I love my guard here. It's high. I want to keep it high enough to my temple. But when someone throws a punch at me, I still kind of instinctually block low when I don't have to do that. I simply need to squat. So I'm still struggling with that part of defense, but I'm working on it. In the gym, I'm sparring, I'm working on it. Reading punches, working on it. But yeah, right now shifting weight, being mobile and hard to hit. Yeah, and positioning yourself that when you do, note to self, buy new gloves. And being conscious that or making an instinctual that when you do shift weight, when I do shift weight, that I do it with a slip with the intention of setting myself up for a punch, to punch. So yeah, that's something I'm noticing, but it's something I want to add to this type of mobility that I'm showing here. That when I shift weight, I slip with the intention of throwing the punch. And I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Note to self, buy new gloves. I swear. I think I'm getting more consistent with moving my head over the center line. I'm still struggling with the jab, tucking my chin into my shoulder when I throw my jab, or even when I throw my straight. But I am conscious of it, and it's something I know I gotta take note of and change. But as far as my head moving off the center line, I liked what I'm seeing. It's a big improvement from when I started. So that's something I'll continue to work on. But the goal is definitely to focus on footwork, focus on movement. You know what? Damn these gloves, man. Welcome in the new gloves. Now I gotta break in new gloves though. That sucks. I have been running again, and I noticed that it did increase my stamina. I was tapping out at 220. No cap, 220. Yo, punching hard and tapping out at 220 is wild, but that's where I was. But I'm back up to 3 minutes now, consistently doing rounds of hard punches. It's still not natural for me to move the way I'm moving as far as pivoting and shifting weight, but it's getting a lot easier. I'm starting to be able to do it unconsciously. Just simply as part of like a dance. I'm just simply moving. I think and I move. I want to change angles, I change it, and it's not me struggling to get into that position. I'm able to float into it. That's what I want to do. Be able to float right into that angle that I want to angle and throw a punch. So that's what the movement is for. Trying to get comfortable moving around the ring. I realized the goal in this type of style of fighting, which is more like a peekaboo style, is that if a person misses, if you're evasive and the person throws a punch, that no matter where you are, where you're positioned, and if you evade that punch, they have to worry about a counter. So that's where that strength and that power comes from. It's more like an explosion. It's like boo, peekaboo. So yeah, you want to have a person constantly worried about if they miss, do they leave themselves open to be hit with a hard punch. And that's why I like this style, because I'm stocky, I don't have really long arms, and but I have pretty good explosive power. It's in short bursts, but it's nobody wants to get hit hard. I think I did reach the 3 minute mark on this one. Again, this has been the first time in a long time, man. I couldn't get to 3 minutes before if I tried, man. I was trying, but I'm able to do it now, and hopefully I can keep it up. Just keep running. Running is definitely a staple in this sport, which is not really a sport, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you need endurance, and running helps, so I'm glad I confirmed that. Going over the heavy bag. Peace, love, strength, and power, royal family. Late bloomer part 7. I'm in my 14th week, consistently in the gym. Kudos to myself. By now I would have found an excuse not to have come in this week. Something would have been that would have gave me an excuse, but I haven't found an excuse. I'm in here consistently, 14th week. Right now I'm just focusing on footwork, shifting weight. That's going to be my primary work right now, just footwork. Everything after that is secondary. I am getting more comfortable in my guard, throwing that jab. And yeah, I like that I'm bringing it back to my guard. So I'm going to keep working on that. I still see some stuff I need to tighten up, but right now I like what I'm doing. I'm getting better at what I'm trying to do. I'm working my knees. I'm throwing weight on my knees and then jumping from side to side. And yeah, it actually makes my knees stronger. At first it was hard. My knees was like, no. But I kind of lost a couple pounds and now it doesn't bother me so much. But Yeah, if I can lose a couple more, it'll be a lot easier to shift weight like that onto one leg. Yeah, I'm really, really tight on the bag. I should have stepped back a little bit, but probably because I'm fatigued out. No excuses. If you lose technique, you lose, skill. So you gotta focus on your technique. So note to self: step back, throw your jab, and extend your arm fully. I realized that I close distance pretty quick when I'm boxing taller opponents, and it's a blessing, but it's also something I'll be conscious of too, because sometimes you in range of their punch as well. So you want to be able to get in and get out. But it is a good skill to have, to be able to close distance pretty fast and deceptively. Like, they don't even realize you moved in so close until they get hit and they're like, oh, I didn't realize I was within range. Yeah. So that comes from training with other opponents with different heights and actually who can box. So you can kind of work on that. I think it'll be interesting when I add the slip part to that shifting of weight. It's going to be really interesting, because what comes next is also being able to throw a punch out of that position. So I'll work on that and see how it looks. And if it works, if it's functional, I'll try to make it part of my boxing attributes. Sometimes I work on throwing a jab, going to the right with a slow walk, being able to circle opponent while throwing a jab, or change positions while throwing a jab. It's more difficult doing it to the left, because that's not a natural way I move, leading with the left foot. So I have to do that more often as well, so that I can throw in both angles. I can throw a left jab while going left. Like, yeah, you got to train your brain to make that normal, because that's definitely an awkward feeling if you're not used to doing that. All right, this is my last round. I think I made it 3 minutes. I'm not sure. I think I was tapping out at 2 something once I got to the heavy bag. I ain't gonna cap. It's tough keeping your stamina up and throwing with good punches. Um, but it's something that the pros are showing me how to do. They don't exert a lot of energy, because they're so technical in their movements, and I'm still not there yet. But I know that it's possible because I'm watching them do it. But I'm also the only boxer like me in my gym, so I recognize that as well. So my training is gonna be a little different. It's definitely gonna have to be more intense, because I do exert more energy. I move a lot more than a lot of the other boxers, I notice. I'm not saying that they can't move. They're not going in with the intention of moving like this, where they constantly bopping and moving and weaving and yeah, that takes a lot of energy. So especially at my weight, but if I can get it to work, it's actually, I like the way it feels being in here boxing like this. Those were thrown punches. Those were not, I didn't shift the weight and I didn't turn my hip. So all that came from the shoulder, which probably had no really effect as far as power, because it wasn't technical. It wasn't technically sound. So I'm learning that too, that, if you just keep it technical, keep it simple, turn your hip, turn your wrist, shift your weight, it's like it does simplify this art, and it doesn't exert as much energy, and I'm still learning that. So I understand why they start so young boxing, because it's so much a part of mental. It's not so much physical, it's mental. And if you're technically sound in defense and offense and your movements, it takes an intelligent boxer to fight, to be successful. So your mind is very important. I like the way these red gloves go with this shirt. It's dope. I think I'm gonna keep those. I have black ones too, but I like the color red with that shirt. Is dope. That's it. Y'all stay up.